Hi everybody, it's Donna from donnasdreamworks.blogspot.com and welcome to 2012. This is my first video in quite a while. If you've been following my blog, you know that we moved and I've just now unearthed my craft room so I could begin doing some crafts in 2012. And I guess we probably all have made some kinds of resolutions, and I guess one of my resolutions would be to set aside some time every day to work on one of my crafts. It won't always be paperwork because I do beading also, but and then I would like to put at least 3 videos a week out on YouTube. So that's my resolutions for this year, and we'll get started with today's video. I have 2 things to talk about today. This is kind of a test video. I'm testing my camera location, sound, lighting, and so on and so forth, and I will adjust accordingly. But I wanted to start with a little organization tip that I either heard on the internet or read in the paper, and I can't remember, but I thought it was terrific. If you're like me, you have multiple sites that you visit and have multiple passwords that go with those sites. Some with banking, some with personal things and so on. And without showing you, this is how I usually had my passwords, in a big notebook binder. And as I got something new, I just added it to the book. Well, I was told or read about organizing your passwords, and the simple way to do it is to use an address book. Can be bigger or little. This happens to be a small one, so I could carry it right in my purse if I was going somewhere. And you organize your passwords by alphabetizing them. If you're going to be doing American Express, for instance, you would put it under A. And so therefore anybody who wants to look up a password, your husband or somebody else that needs to look it up, can easily go to the section in the address book where it would be alphabetized. I think this is an excellent idea. I'm probably not going to use this particular book, but a smaller address book, not one of your great big desk types, is a wonderful idea, great organizational tip. It's also the time of year when you should be reviewing all of your passwords and perhaps changing them to make sure that they remain secure. Okay, so that's my organizational tip for 2012. Let's get on to making a card. The first card I'm going to make this year is a thank you card, because we have various people we have to thank after the holidays. And in particular, I received a couple of housewarming gifts when we moved in, and so I needed to send a couple of thank you notes. This is a very simple card, no really new techniques, but just something fun and easy. This is an A2 size card, and it's made out of white cardstock. I'm following that with a green mat, and this is, I think, probably Recollections paper stock, cardstock, and we're just going to adhere that. Well, I think I am. Actually, my ATG gun is not working, but we'll fix that. We'll just get something else. That's what happens when you don't use your products for a while. Let's just use a little score tape here. I'll have to figure out what in the world happened. I probably have knocked it off the roll. And as I mentioned on the blog, we decided to put our house up for sale November 15th. And on December 15th, we were already living in our new place. The house had sold, we'd found a new place, and both had closed, and we had moved. So it was really a whirlwind. And of course then they stuck Christmas in there just to make life interesting. Okay, and then the next piece I have is this piece of polka dot, kind of bright colors, and that comes from a KI Designer paper pad. I'll get it for you. And this is a KI Designer paper pad, and it's all bold and brights, and sometimes I find it a little challenging to find something to make with them, but there are some really pretty papers. And what's nice about them, if you notice as I flip through, there's some solids that coordinate with the printed paper. So there's lots of different opportunities, and it's kind of all different shades and colors, so I'm going to use that more this year. I didn't use it too much at the end of last year, and so I've got to get busy and use it again. I think I'll use just a little stuff, quick dry. And put this down. Okay, I have my camera on a tripod now. I had it mounted above my head before, so I'm wondering how it's going to make out. Now I have a circle, and I used a Nestability circle here, and I thought it was kind of cute because it kind of matches the circles that are on the card. And I'm not going to puff it up because I'm going to put it in the mail. So we'll just tear it down. And then the second circle is the same Nestability, is only a smaller one, and I did use the embossing pad to give it a nice edge. So we'll just get her on. One thing I would like to do this year is to attempt to learn how to use Copic markers. I've never used them before. I've seen a lot of videos on them, and I think I'd like to try to use them. That will be my new technique maybe for this year. This is a stamp that I've had for a long time. It's kind of cute. It's Haley stamp, and it's, I don't know, it's come from me and my big ideas. I think it's awfully cute. It's a little girl holding some flowers, and so we're going to just do a quick coloring job. I did use a StazOn ink because I was going to be coloring it, and that it won't be running and wreck my whole picture. These are just Tombow or Marvy markers. I have some of both. She's got little blue hair bows. The Thanks stamp is just really one of these little rubber stamps that come in a big set, and I just stamped it right along next to the little girl. Guess we'll all have to get out our pink and red papers again now, because it'll be time to be doing Valentine's cards. I imagine a lot of you have started already. I don't have too many Valentine's cards that I need to send. But I do send a few out, so I have to get busy also. Give her another pink one here. And I have this pencil. It's one of my watercolor pencils that I use for flesh tone all the time. I've just not found a good marker that gives me the flesh tone that I'm looking for. This pencil seems to work well. I have one more flower I missed. And there you go. Now I think I probably will put some white doodle dots around the green here. And probably some pink ones around the white, just to give it a little contrast. Just before Christmas, my gypsy broke, and I must tell you I was very pleased with Provo Craft. It was actually about 15 days past the warranty period, but they honored the warranty and replaced my gypsy with a brand new one. The only thing is I had to link all of my cartridges up again to the new gypsy, which I have done now, so I haven't had a chance to really use it. And then they gave me a link with the Cricut Sync that put all of the cartridges that had come originally loaded. It was one of those promotions where there were cartridges already loaded on the gypsy. So I was able to just get all those cartridges back. So that's good. And there you go. It's a really simple but sweet thank you note that will be sent to the nice lady that sent me some pretty measuring spoons, but they're very heavy and they're ornate and designed for holidays, and each one says blessings or love or hope or something. They're really kind of special, and I will keep them and think of her often when I use them. So here's my card for today. I'll check the video, see what the lighting and the sound look like, and we'll be back again with another one. Have a great 2012 and see you later. Thanks, and play nice.